Welcome. In this video, I will show you how to enter information into your z-test in order to conduct a hypothesis test of a population mean. So let me give you an example here. So Chester advertises that his churros have a mean of 300 calories. A consumer advocacy group claims the population mean is greater than 300 calories. So they go out, the group, and they take a random sample of 10 churros. The sample mean is found to be 320 calories. So based on this sample, we'll test the claim that the population mean calories for Chester's churros is greater than 300 calories using a 10% significance level. And we'll assume that the population standard deviation is 30 calories and the calorie amounts are normally distributed. All right, so I have set up our hypotheses. So here is the advocacy group's claim that the mean is greater than 300. So this will be a right tail test. And we have our null hypothesis, the statement of equality, and significance level alpha. All right, and then our information we'll need to give the calculator our value of mu in the null hypothesis, so mu naught 300, sample size lowercase n 10, sample mean x bar 320, and our population standard deviation, which we were told to assume was 30 calories. All right, before I start entering information into the z-test, my suggestion is hit your y equal button. And I usually clear out anything that's a function here. So if you do have any functions, I'm just going to hit clear to get rid of that one. I'm going to come down, hit clear, and get rid of that one. So it can be nice just to have those empty. And then importantly, up top here are plots. You want them all turned off. So plot 2 is already off. It's not chosen, selected. So let me go up and turn plot 1 off. So I just get my cursor blinking there on top of it. I hit enter to toggle it to off. And then I'm going to do that again for plot 3. I'll hit enter and now it's toggled to off. Okay. I'm going to just do second quit to get me back to my home screen. And then let's run our z-test. All right, so we're going to go stat, tests, first choice, z-test. And in this example, our input, they didn't give us the data for the 10 churros. They just gave us the statistic, the sample mean. So you want input to be stats. And then we're entering our mu naught value, the 300, sigma 30, x bar 320, n is 10. And then we're ready to enter the direction of the test. So our claim here was that mu is greater than, and this was our mu naught number. So mu greater than mu naught. So we want mu greater than our mu naught number. I'll hit enter there to select it. And then if you have a color calculator, you could play with the color. I'm going to leave mine. And then we have two options. We can either go with calculate, or we can actually draw the results of the test, and the calculator will draw the p-value method, so it will show us some shading. But let's just first hit calculate. So we'll go calculate. And then the z-score you see there is your test value, also called the test statistic. And then there is our p-value. All right, so I'm not going to interpret that right this moment. I'd like to go back and go to your z-test. So stat tests, z-test. And then let's select draw instead of calculate. And hopefully you will see the graph displaying the results of the p-value method. So if you do get an error message, I would suggest going back and making sure that you did turn off those stat plots I talked about by hitting your Y equal button. And if you continue to get error messages, you can obviously reach out for help, or just know that you can always choose. I'm going to go back. You can always choose the calculate option. So it's only on that draw option that you might have trouble. But I'm going to go back to draw. All right, so the shaded area there is our p-value, and then the z here is your test value or test statistic. So that value, about 2.11, if I round that to two places on the number line here, 2.11 would be the z-score, and the p-value is that shaded area. So we'll just document that here and wrap this problem up. So we have our test value rounded to two places here. We have our p-value rounded to four places, and I express that as a percent to compare it to our significance level, which was stated as 10% for the advocacy group. So our p-value is smaller than our significance level. So we say that our findings are statistically significant. So in other words, we have enough information to reject the null hypothesis in favor of supporting the claim that was made. So our conclusion, at a 10% significance level, the advocacy group has enough evidence to support their claim that the mean calories in Chester's churros is greater than 300. And that is how you run a z-test.